Right. So so that's what Nadia picks up. And I would like to point out that because of the unbelievability of this, you know exactly where that person is. If you get it, when Helma moves the boss, the boss moves the head around once in a while, you can say, okay, I think I know who that is. That's that person standing over there. So another one, what Ola, what you hear is a child asking, um, "Is there another drive, mommy?" And the mother saying, "No, hush, hush. There won't be any more drives. You'll by the next drive you'll be too old, honey. It's okay. No drive for you." So that's what's happening. Um, for the most part, though, all of you can tell the crowd is very impressed by these images and frightened of them. It's good propaganda. It finishes with a young woman's face, um, who's a very uh, yeah, a beautiful woman's face. She doesn't look very old, kind of like an up and coming Hollywood actress kind of appearance, who you know finishes with her head, um, and a montage of technology appearing behind her, and she says, "For hope, for peace, and for progress." And then it goes back to just being an ordinary sign.
And do we recognize this? I mean, we must have seen pictures of Bane,
Yes,
right?
but Bane was 52 when she left, for when she disappeared, or when her mind disappeared in 1944.
Ah, okay,
Right.
yeah, of course. We are
And
not looking for the actual Bane.
right. So so that's that's the end of the little show, and people are talking with each other, and there is some discussion of, well, how is this going to change? What do I have to do? Somebody else says, you'll get a new assignment at work. So then the policeman is now saying, "Come on, everybody, work begins. Work begins. 9 o'clock."
Can I ask
That's
a language question?
yes,
That is more like English Swedish question.
yeah,
When you say drive,
mm, correct.
is that something that is Mike is Tzu understand? Does he understand what that means, or because I don't? I'm not.
Actually, in Nansu probably doesn't, but the native English speakers easily do,
Yeah.
because in American English, and I don't know about British, but a drive can refer to a social activity where everybody, for example, you could say, we are having a drive for the poor people,
Mm.
the war veterans. So we are going to collect money for them. We are
It's
going
like
to
a
have a
campaign.
Yes, exactly. We are going to have a drive for the people who, for the crippled children. So everybody is
Mm.
going to buy flowers, and the money will go for
Mm.
them.
It
Um,
Yeah.
sounds like insamling.
right. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
It
For
also
most
can
part.
be a drive for a given point of view. You could say this is a drive for freedom. This is a drive for, but the point is that it is an organized community effort of some kind with a very, very concrete goal.
Mm.
So I don't know if the only the Native American English speakers in the group are Claire and Margaret, I believe. So um, that's all I have to say about that. Would it be the case that Nyansun would say, "What's a drive"?
No, I think. I mean, no, I think I because I kind of understood what you meant, but I had to clarify it. So I
Okay.
guess that I understood without understanding the actual words that there
Okay.
was something that not happened very frequently, and,
Right.
and someone.
Okay. So that has occurred, and now I want to know who is going to do what, and who is going to say
I
what.
wanna
Yes.
I wanna talk to Claire
Yeah.
and say, look in the bag,
Aha.
look in the purse, because we don't know where we supposed to go.
And
Mhm.
so the as for what's in the purse,
I'll take a look. I actually will take off both shoes now and put them
Right.
beside me on the bench. And then I'll take the purse and
Mhm.
open it
Sure.
as unconspicuous as I can.
Perfect. Well, there is an identity card, which is encased in plastic. It is laminated, and it is it actually has a very basic photograph of this woman, and then next to it, her name is printed, and it says Machal, Machal, and the rest of the information on it is accessible using the same technology that you used to look at the sign. So it may take you a moment to say, what the hell is this? And then, but it won't be too hard to figure out, oh, wait, I use this, and then the information will appear. So I'm sorry, what? Helma?
Let's see what it is. I'm hoping for some kind of company identity card. So
Right. Then no problem at all.
when I figured
right,
out the technical part, what
Right.
do I
you are
see?
you are a secretary, or rather an administrative assistant, at the it's actually a very prominent symbol, in the military budget administration office. So this is and your supervisor is named Lida, but this is all in the offices of someone named Krog, Krog.
She didn't do much about the naming conventions.
No.
Coming here.
Mm-hmm. And so let's see if there's a bunch of other things that are. There are there's a small notebook that barely fits in the purse that has some notes from work. And then you have a little card, which looks like some kind of card with appointments on it. So the information on it probably changes as you go to your appointment and get new ones. You have an appointment this afternoon at the cyber lab for an adjustment, and it's your first adjustment. So that it's the first adjustment is scheduled, and then finally, there's a very kind of personal little book in there that you write in, and it's written in with pen, it's non-psychotronic, and it's a little personal notebook that has a pink cover, and you will find that there are a number of names and some contact information in that book.
Is there? I'm asking Claire now. Do you see anything about love life or a marital status, or pictures of loved one, something that indicates she has as a partner? I'm just asking because I think that's a kind of a vulnerability for us if someone knows her really personally.
Well, you guys
we
do
can-
not have a clear idea of the gender conventions of names here, so it's not clear from the little book, but they do look as though they have been written in pretty much as a list of names and personal contact information. And if I may say so, the book has kind of a my little love book sort of look to it. It has kind of a nice little personal quality. For example, considering that a lot of the basic information is clearly psychotronic, that there is nothing like a formal address book in there. So this is very much a personal item. So if anything comes close to what you are talking about, this is it. Other things in there are, there's not much. It's not a very big purse. There's an extremely basic set of personal grooming devices, like a small comb and things like that, but not very much. Probably less than you might expect, in fact. Yes, Max.
The contact information, is it... oh, sorry.
I just want to check, when you took my listen, you took it as good in status?
Did you do better than good?
I believe I did. I don't remember the exact, but I think it was something between 10 or 12.
Okay.
I think I was just below
Right.
Emma.
In that case,
we can skip because I don't remember this number.
That's
we can
okay.
skip it,
I believe you. I'm not done with you listening yet. I will pass around a little bit more information as we continue.
Okay.
Right. Until we leave this spot, basically, you will continue to hear important things. In fact, I might as well. I can tell you one other thing then to compensate for my
because I was
right.
No, it's okay. But I was like, did he say good because he was below?
No,
unbelievable.
No, I remembered it was better. I remembered it was better than passable, but that's all I remembered. So I said good.
Yeah.
Right. I remember it started on A.
All right.
So
awesome.
Awesome or amazing.
Okay. Well, in that case, then what you are going to hear is that somebody says, I just can't get it out of my mind. It's just disgusting. Do they have to do that? And the other one is saying, shh, he deserved it. All traders deserve it. And and besides, he was just a cyborg anyway. They're just animals. They don't really feel pain. I don't care if they can walk and talk.
Right. That's sadistic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we a cyborg? Yeah, we are.
No, you're the cyborg. Actually refers to the body that you were in a progeny before. Do you remember the creatures who came up with the huge fanged mouths
monsters
from the first session, right? The guy who said his brother had been killed by the jump team and the individuals with him. Those are cyborgs.
Okay.
Right.
You're saying cyborg into cyborg.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's a little harder in Swedish because the final letter is pronounced differently, but in English the casual word is cyborg, but this is not referring to that. This is a word that doesn't mean the same thing. It's just the name of this kind of creature. And so it is cyborg with no final.
It gets a little bit confusing.
It is. I completely agree because everybody, the progeny by definition, the kind of person you're in, they're all cyborgs, right? They're all cybernetic organisms. So, but they're not talking about that. They're talking about this other kind of being who is not a progeny.